guys? Welcome to the Tuesday Night Principal Chiro broadcast. My name is Dr. Brian Moriarty. I'm your esteemed MC for tonight's exciting Tuesday night call with the legend Dr. Dan Abeckjerr. And I want to wish everyone here a happy holidays as we get into the Christmas season. For those of us who celebrate Hanukkah, I've just been informed that is now over. So I hope everyone had a great Hanukkah. And as we get into the Christmas season this Friday, I want to wish a Merry Christmas to all of our DE people and any other holiday you celebrate, Kwanzaa, whatever else I'm forgetting. So, but this is our special holiday broadcast here, coming to you live here from Stuart, Florida. We got the Christmas lights on here. Nice little setting here. This was the setting of our FCS Christmas party just a few weeks ago where our guest was, but we'll get to him in a minute. We got a little bit of breaking news here, guys, though. Buckle up here, guys. Breaking news just coming down the wire here about DE. DE hotel for January has been changed. There is a hotel change, guys. We are now at the Renaissance Waverly Hotel. And if you remember, DE has been at the Waverly before, way back in the day. And for this DE, we've got a hotel change, guys, right around the corner from where we were. But we are now going to be at the Renaissance Waverly Hotel, January 21st to the 24th. Guys, you want to make sure you get there. Nothing big happening. There's just, you probably, if you've been at that hotel, you've seen they've been under construction for quite a long time. And they are getting into the serious phase of the construction where they're going to be closing the ballrooms and making that space beautiful. So sadly, they are not going to be having, we don't think they're going to be having any guests for that time. But so they were nice enough to set us up in Waverly. Everything is the same. So if you've booked your hotel for DE, you're good to go. You need to do nothing. They are going to move your reservation from the Marriott over to the Waverly, same rate, same everything. If you have not booked, you want to book our DE rate, $135 a night, great rate, includes a beautiful room, food. There's so much that goes along with that. Go ahead and book your hotel. It's been updated on the site there. There's your hotel change there, the Renaissance Waverly. So just go ahead and book your new hotel there for the Renaissance Waverly. We're going back to the old school here, guys. Back to the Waverly for this special DE. We still love the Marriott, so the Marriott's still good. We're going to be back there in the summer, July, August, whatever that date was. We will be back there. There it is, not Greece, Atlanta, there, August 12th to the 15th. So we'll be back at that hotel once they've finished their construction. But for this DE, we're going to be at the Waverly. It's kind of nice because the Waverly is a really nice hotel. So it's kind of like we're getting like a free upgrade. It's like you're going on a Delta flight and you just got bumped up to first class here at the same rate. So it's gonna be a pretty special DE back at the Waverly. We're gonna be pulling out some old school memories of Dr. Sid at the Waverly. So anyway, nothing big. We'll be right around the corner. Do we get points at the new hotel? Who knows? All right, don't ask me questions like that. I have no idea. Okay, just make sure you get at the new hotel. Okay, if you're already booked there, we'll move you over. Maybe they'll give you points. They probably will, especially if you like pitch a fit. You could probably get some points. But the hotel is moving us over there, so I'm sure they will be very accommodating to that. Yes, you get points. There you go. Thanks, Kat. You get points. Perfect. You get your Marriott points. Everybody's happy. Okay? So anyway, D's coming up. It's just 4 weeks away. Hard to believe it's sneaking up on us here, guys, but let's get booked there. You know I'll be there. You know our guests will be there. It's going to be a great time. So anyway, everyone have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. That's it for tonight. Oh, wait, we're going to have a call. Actually, excuse me. Yes. Just kidding, Danny. Let's get to our featured guest here. This guy is like a legend, man. He is just 39 years at DE, he just told me in the promo. And he's only missed twice. 39 years at DE, 4 times a year. Do the math on that. It's like 150 some times possible. He's only missed 2 DEs in 39 years. That's pretty incredible. I hope in 39 years I get to that point because that's amazing. Dr. Dan Abeckjerr is one of the 5 board members for Dynamic Essentials. So basically he's been in the trenches for decades making these things happen. He is one of the brains behind DE. He's been a featured speaker there for decades. He has a huge practice down in the Miami area. And recently, at our Florida Chiropractic Society holiday party, which Dan has served on our board in the past, Dan was awarded just a few weeks ago with the BJ Palmer Leadership Award. Dan is an incredibly giving chiropractor, mentors all kinds of young chiropractors for nothing, just to help them out. I know he was helping Casey Berry last year. That guy's on fire. He's helped me in my practice a ton. I just would call him up and say, hey, Dan, how do I do a screening? Hey, Dan, how do I do a dinner talk? And he'll just drop everything that he's doing and just try to help you out of the goodness of his heart. He's truly give, love, serve. This is a DE guy here. And I'm so excited to hear him talk. So without further ado, coming to us from Miami, Florida, the legend and the BJ Palmer Award winner. Give it up for Dr. Dan Abeckjerr. Merry Christmas, Dan.
Thank you, Brian. That was an amazing introduction, and it's an honor to be here tonight. And I want to thank you guys for inviting me to speak. The talk tonight is how to thrive through COVID-19. And like Brian said, I've been going to DE for 39 years, and I missed 2 DE. And then he asked me, he said, are you going to be here this next DE? And it's like, what do you mean? I mean, that's just automatic. I will be there, and I've always been there. And the only reason why I missed is because my kids were born that week, and that's why I didn't go. So basically, I learned everything I know from DE, and Dr. Sid used to teach us how to do everything. We learned everything from him, even the handshake. How do you do a handshake? How important is a handshake? How to speak with authority? How important is that in the practice? That is huge. Dr. Sid showed us how to build a high volume practice. He showed us how to, develop confidence in ourselves, how to believe in ourselves, how to love, how to give, how to serve, not expecting anything in return. And basically, I am a true product of DE. And he showed us that even when you have adversity in your life, you serve right through it. So I've had this huge and successful practice for 39 years. I've performed over 1 million adjustments. I've seen over 50,000 new patients. And, I've done a lot of marketing, and I'm known for doing that. But now in the last 9 months, we haven't done any marketing. We don't do anything. Zero. No screenings, no talks outside of the office, no dinner talks. And guess what? The practice is still thriving, and it's still doing well. And we're seeing a lot of people, and every day we're growing. And what I learned from that is that no matter what happens in life, bad economy, COVID, shutdown, whatever comes our way, the one thing I learned at DE is you succeed and you never give up, and you're going to succeed no matter what. And that's basically the DE mindset. We learn to succeed no matter what happens in life. We are bulletproof. We have this attitude of, being strong and being able to survive anything that comes our way. People are still coming in. People are not afraid to come in. People are referring like crazy, and we're still getting a lot of new patients, no matter what, even if we don't do any marketing. So yesterday we had 4 new patients that came in from referred patients. People referred, patients to our office. So we do religiously 2 lectures a week. We do one on Wednesday and we do one on Friday, and we do them at 1 o'clock, and we never miss. It doesn't matter if one person shows up or 10 people show up, we're going to do the lecture no matter what. And at the end of the lecture, we give them a piece of paper that says save a life, and it gives 5 name and 5 phone number, and people fill out the form and they refer their friends and their family, and people are very comfortable coming in, and basically they were waiting for us to invite them. So our job is to educate our patients, to continue educating on a regular basis. Our practice member, need to know what we do and what we're about. So we started doing this year, since we didn't have any marketing, we started this podcast about 9 months ago, right about the beginning of COVID. We started doing, podcasts to educate people on different topics. What kind of topics? Once a week, we do a podcast on whatever is pertinent for the week, for the month. And now that there's a lot of talks about the immune system, a lot of talk about, how the body heals itself and the vaccines and all these things. So we pick topics that are important so people can, understand what it's about. So we do, podcasts on drugs and the vaccine, pain. What is pain? Pain is your friend. We educate them about what pain is. Whatever Dr. Abeckjerr talked about, that was my whole podcast on pain, fever, stress, the immune system, how the body heals itself, concussions, opioid. We do testimonials on, why people come in and how did they get results, blood pressure, scoliosis. So bottom line is, it's like our patients going to DE on a weekly basis and listening to what I learned at DE on the podcast, and they're taking that home and they're passing it to their friends. So it's so important to educate them as much as you can. I mean, that's the biggest thing that you can do for your patients. So all the topics are very, very important. And as things are coming up, like right now, everybody's talking about the vaccine. Those are the things that I'm going to be talking about in the next few days. So all you hear when you turn the TV on or the news media, all you hear now is the COVID and the vaccine and the mask and the social distancing and, sanitizing your hand, wearing gloves and all these things. Nobody ever talks about the immune system. How important is the immune system? Nobody ever addresses that topic. So it's so important for us to address the topic and tell our patients, what is the immune system? What does it do? How does it work? We have an immune system that protects us. So we have a long way and a lot of work to do on educating our patients. We should never stop educating our patients. If you don't do it, if we don't tell them what's going on and the truth, who will? Do you think that the TV is going to tell them, or the news media, or do you think their primary doctors will, or their nurses, or the massage therapist, or the acupuncturist? We are the only one that can tell the truth and that can give them the message. Because with as much as you hear on the news about this COVID-19, it's never been brought up that they need to address their immune system. So it is our responsibility and it is our duty to, to educate them. And people are listening. We don't think that they're listening, but they are listening, because how many times do you hear people saying, I am not getting that vaccine. I'm not getting that shot. I'm not interested. Matter of fact, this week on the news, they brought the vaccine to one of the largest hospital in Miami, and they were interviewing all the employees at the hospital. And one of the doctors, they went up to him and said, and they asked him, they said, "Are you going to get the vaccine?" And he said, "Well, not really, not right now. I'm going to wait and see because I'm not really sure about it." So people are listening to the message, and they're not 100% sold on getting this thing. This vaccine was developed in 8 months, and it normally takes about 8 years to get a vaccine properly done. What's really interesting is, you saw the Vice President Pence, and you saw the Biden, getting the vaccine on TV live. And I started thinking to myself, can you imagine if they had a reaction to the vaccine and they got sick? What that would do, definitely no one would go get it. And I really think, in my mind, I may be wrong, but I really think that they didn't get the vaccine. They got a fake vaccine, and basically they're not getting the real thing. I really don't think so. But I was looking up the pamphlet that talks about what's in the vaccine and what are the side effects. And basically, I read a couple of days ago that there are some side effects to the vaccine that they came up with. Some of the regular side effects were things like high fever, chills, muscle spasm, and headaches. But the long-term side effects are things like Guillain-Barré syndrome, and that's a condition that affects the immune system, that attacks the nerves and basically causes paralysis. Brain swelling is another symptom you can get from this vaccine. Muscle weakness, convulsion, seizures, strokes, narcolepsy, shock, things like autoimmune disease, arthritis, and joint pain. So um, those are not, simple symptoms. And basically, um, it's a very dangerous vaccine, and you got to, read the label and make sure that you're getting the right information. Another thing they said on the label is they said that the drug companies are not liable for anything that happens. On the disclaimer, it said that um, the drug companies will be protected from all liability, and you cannot sue the manufacturer company. So they don't want to take responsibility for what they've done and what they came up with. So we have that responsibility of educating our patients on what's going on right now. The big thing is the vaccines. We need to educate them. uh, we have the responsibility to educate them on the body healing itself, how important it is to get adjusted, how important the immune system is, and how, what the immune system does. So we have an opportunity to educate people and let them know what's going on, and tell them what chiropractic is and how it works and how it can help them, and tell them what things, what are these things going to do to them, and how dangerous they are. So we have a big job, and if we don't do it, there's no one else that can do it. So that is our responsibility. And I think that, we need to be extremely active, and failure is not an option. We have to thrive, and we have to build our practice, and we have to take care of families, and, teach them about what we know, the truth. And basically, that's all I have, Brian.
Dr. Dan Abeckjerr bringing the fire, baby. Woo! Great job, Danny.
Thank you, Brian.
Wow, you were just going there, man, and then it was just it just hit the ending there. I was like, no, I need more, Dan. Come on, dude, you were on fire though, man. I love it.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Hey Dan, let me ask you this: you're talking about how the vaccine people can't get sued. So if they're safe and effective, why would they put in a safeguard so that they can't be sued?
I agree. Why?
But they come out and they say, "Oh, it's safe, it's safe." But just in case, it's
95.
not. You can't sue them. So it's kind of both. You wouldn't be able. It's one or the other. So it's either safe or it's not. So I think that they know it's not safe, and it's funny how many people are not getting it. I had a firefighter from down in your area as a patient come in, and he said that only 27% of the firefighters in his precinct are getting it, and they are pulling their hair out trying to convince them to do it. So it's a scary sight, and I'm steering clear, that's for sure. And what a great message you had tonight, Danny. You always bring the fire, man, and you are thriving through COVID, even without screenings, even without dinner talks. You just change gears, you pivot, man, and you build a huge practice, which is what you've done for decades. So thank you, my man, for everything you do.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate
All right.
you.
All right, guys, that wraps it up for tonight's Tuesday night Principal Chiro broadcast. Next week, Dr. Haig John, another Florida guy. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. We will see you next week on the Tuesday night Principal Chiro broadcast.